to ensure they are emancipated. You cannot develop on handouts. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious talk, talk.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Culture.
Our love for each other and our culture is critical and important. But in this year marketplace, we have to take a stake in it. We have to encourage each other to start and to do businesses. We must produce the things we need. And that way you gain the respect of others in a very serious way.
Trinidad and Tobago are indeed appreciative of this visit, and particularly at this time, as we commemorate the emancipation from African enslavement in 1838. Historians on both sides of the Atlantic have written volumes on the torturous experiences of our ancestors, who in some parts of the Americas were equated with animals in the fields, to be flogged, bought and sold, and the idea of family was erased with extreme brutality. Enslavement over some 400 years meant not only dawn to dusk work in the fields, but a destruction of all of the enslaved's cultural support. His or her personhood, their family systems, religion, music, art, culture, language. This being our lot, the concepts of ownership, asset, and wealth were clearly not meant for us, according to them.
Celebration of a victory in a battle does not mean that you have won the war. The war is yet to be won. It's an ongoing process.
A pleasant morning, ladies and gentlemen. The world at large, once again, it's a duty, yes? I see it as a duty to be on Conscious Talk once again. As normal, I want to thank and praise the Almighty God for allowing me the opportunity to reach here safely again this morning. I want to thank God for sparing our lives. Once we are alive, and all those who are hearing my voice, it means that you are alive and well, and most praises to the Most High God. Most of us thank God, but we do so conveniently. We have to thank God earnestly, with humility. So this morning, I want to thank and praise God so that I'm alive and well. And this morning, as normal, I always like to show videos to substantiate what I speak on, in spite of the fact that things change. So this morning, I want to go straight in the first video this morning, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into the first video this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing here, we know cruise ships came into this country, and there we have a walkover, and all the tourists you are seeing there is on the walkover, and we know the walkover in Port of Spain and Rice and Rose is in close proximity to the breakfast shed. Tourists in this country in close proximity to the breakfast shed. The breakfast shed, as you can see, not far away, and all the tourists from the chalet, we can see how close these tourists are from the breakfast shed. I'm asking kindly that we share the consciousness this morning. We share the consciousness. We also listen, because there is a difference between listening and hearing. to hear and to listen, there is a difference. I ask that we listen, share the consciousness. Going to the next video, director. Going to the next video. Ladies and gentlemen, we see this other video. Thousands and thousands of tourists was in this country, as you can see. I like to bring facts. I like to be factual. And again, I'm not speaking politics. I am not speaking politics. I'm speaking about equity. I'm speaking about equity in this Twin Island Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. This is in close proximity of the breakfast shed, which I'm speaking of for years. And some people may say, oh God, they're fed up. Yes, they're fed up. But I'm aware consciously that simple things go into bigger things. There is a saying, you have to straighten the tree while it's young. Just like parents have to ensure that they take care of their children while they are young. It is easier to take care of a tree when it is young, because when it gets big, you can't handle the tree. So I'm saying the breakfast shed. Go ahead, director. Go into the other clip as I speak over these clips this morning. I'm speaking about the breakfast shed and equity. While all those tourists was in this country, ladies and gentlemen, share the consciousness. I'm asking those who on Facebook, who on YouTube, share the consciousness. See, look at the plants. They are well pruned. Well pruned. And look at the tarpaulin. How could a man get married in a Louis Vuitton suit with a burst-up sneakers on his feet? Look at the breakfast shed. This is what I speak of this morning. Go ahead, director. Next clip. This, ladies and gentlemen, look at this tarpaulin. Look at this tarpaulin I've been speaking of for years, falling on deaf ears. Yes, I'm being redundant or whatever else. I speak of this, a national place in this country, the breakfast shed, close to our parliament at one time, right on Rice Road. As you hit Rice Road, cross to the town. Look at this condition of this place. Go ahead, director. Go ahead, director. There is a reason why I'm showing all this morning. Look at this. Share the consciousness. This is our breakfast shed. In this country for how much years? This place was repainted. This place was repainted. The grass well pruned, whatever have you. Whoever inside is not paying the rent, the landlord has the right to move them out and keep this place in good stead. Look at the condition of this place and look at the tarpaulin. This is my problem over the years. People come in and say all different kind of things, but they cannot see this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, pause this for my director. You could pause this, go back a little bit, and pause it right where these people are painting. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing here, I want you to share the consciousness. These people are painting the very said day we saw the thousands and thousands and thousands of tourists in this country. It is not fair. This is not equity. While the thousands of people are close proximity to this breakfast shed, even though we know there are situations on cruise ships where you cannot eat here, there, and everywhere, but it is up to the individual to so choose. And if this place, which is on the waterfront, the closest place to where all those cruise ships would be coming, and these people cannot get a little stake of the pie, I say this is unfair. This is not equity. Go ahead, director, let the clip run, please, sir. While this place is being painted, very sad day, all the tourists was in the country. I could substantiate this. This is not no fake. This is the fact. Go ahead to the next clip, director. And while all this is happening, I would like to share the consciousness as we listen. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference. Share the consciousness and listen. Go ahead, director.
More cruise ship passengers are flocking to Trinidad and Tobago. That's according to the Ministry of Tourism. The most recent cruise season began in October and ended on Wednesday. Tourism officials say more than 177,000 cruise ship passengers visited our shores. That's up from over 95,000 passengers during the previous period. According to the ministry, those tourists spent more than $48.5 million in TNT in the latest season. Officials say 6 new cruise ships made inaugural calls to TNT this season, and the majority of passengers hailed from the United States, making up 70% of total arrivals, followed by Canada with 9% and France by 7%.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me breathe. I'm trying not to get emotional here. 48.5 million was spent, and everyone bypassed the breakfast shed. So what we are saying, the people in the breakfast shed is not entitled to anything from the tourists that comes into this country. Let me repeat myself. $48.5 million was spent. This is not a makeup thing, you know. We just saw it, share the consciousness. 48.5 million. The cruise ship is in close proximity to the breakfast shed. The very said day they say they are refurbishing, to date the breakfast shed still looks the same. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead with the script director, share the consciousness.
Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Allen says the city is working with a number of different organizations to ensure the success of the 2024-2025 cruise ship season.
We're very happy to collaborate with all these stakeholders. We're collaborating with the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, with Tourism Trinidad, with the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and of course all of the resources of the city. Here we have the Superintendent of our City Police.
Deputy Mayor Bina Hartley believes the city has a lot to offer to foreign visitors.
Yesterday at 2:30 we would have had our first ship come in, the Seaborn Venture, with 260 passengers to come and enjoy our beautiful city and our beautiful country. So here in the city we are very, very excited today to play a significant role in our tourism industry.
Another element of the collaborative team is the local business community.
Gentlemen, after 48.5 million was spent on the last cruises and not a dime was made in the breakfast shed, today we are now seeing the launch of the 2024-25 tourism season, and the breakfast shed still looks the same. I'm trying my best to maintain composure, because this could never be fair in this country, Trinidad and Tobago. Where is the Lidge Umawali village in all of this? While tourists could have gone to the Lidge Umawali village with all those different things that people have, which is only for a week or so, this tourism situation could have been taken place and the Lidge Umawali village could have been there. Share the consciousness. Where is the equity in all of this? And I just would like to show director. Let us see, director, what I have on the screen. This is on the screen, director. Ladies and gentlemen, share the consciousness. While the breakfast shed, let me breathe and try to maintain composure. While the breakfast shed is in its state as we just saw, this is the avenue on Port of Spain where, I don't want to quote no figures, where monies were spent. Look at the sidewalk. Let us see the next one, director. We're talking plants on the sidewalk. We're talking solar lights. We're talking people was falling. I have the documentation to substantiate everything I speak of. I'm not being ignorant or arrogant. I'm speaking consciousness. I'm not speaking politics to politicize, and more so I ain't cutting no check for no goody to run. So when the politicians, them fellas who want to talk, could use this to politicize the show or whatever the case may be. I'm just being factual with this level of consciousness. This one now, director, this one on the screen here now. This, ladies and gentlemen, share the consciousness. This is the pavement. This is the pavement in a space where it doesn't need much equity. I speak of the avenue. The people there, doesn't need more equity. They are already empowered. So why is it money is spent there and the breakfast shelf where people need some assistance can't get the assistance? The Lejumawali village, which is only there for a couple of days, my God. Let me breathe. I want to maintain my composure because this genuinely hurts me. I cannot see for the life of me that people could use these situations. On the avenue, there are people who are already empowered, yes. They are already empowered. And all the money is spent. Now, I could understand for our country to promote our country, the strip there, tourism, no problem. I agree, understand my words and where I'm coming from. But you cannot leave out someone or somewhere where needs assistance and jump to somewhere where these people are already empowered. That is not fair. Equity is what we are speaking about. And I want to speak about 3 E-words this morning, Director. Let me see the next clip, please, sir. Not the sound, Director. No. I want, yes, this, yes. Equity, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Let's get the conversation started. Equity is not the same as equality. What if the shoe industry designed all shoes to fit an average size? What if they made all shoes equal? That sounds ridiculous because we are all different sizes. We don't try to make everyone fit the same shoe. We design for variability. That's equity. Each person is provided access to what is needed. To further illustrate this point, consider giving everyone the same box to stand on to look over a fence. This is equality, but it doesn't make any sense to give someone something to stand on if it's not needed. Instead, we want to provide what is actually needed for each person to have access. This is illustrated in this image as the first person. The second person got just what was needed. The third person in this illustration gets assistance, but it doesn't solve the issue. Consider this picture. This is equity. Each person gets what is needed in order to provide access. What is needed varies between circumstances. Resources are allocated differently to allow everyone opportunities for success. But what if there was a way to remove the barrier for everyone? Instead of providing resources, we consider how to remove the barrier for all. Equity is promoting justice, impartiality, and fairness within the procedures, processes, and distribution of resources by institutions or systems. This is justice. You already know examples of this through universal design, cuts in the sidewalks, changing the font size or contrast on your phone, and buttons to open doors automatically are all examples of removing barriers for all. Universal design not only provides access for those with a disability, but it benefits everyone. Considering barriers, looking for options to remove barriers, and providing access for all are all examples of promoting equity. Change starts from within. Keep engaging and learning to make a difference. Let's continue the conversation.
Yes. What is needed varies based on circumstances. What is needed varies based on circumstances. Resources are allocated differently to allow everyone opportunities for success. Equity is promoting justice, impartiality, and fairness within the procedures, processes, and distribution of resources by institutions or systems. Share the consciousness. Share the consciousness, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying equity is needed. People who are already empowered, and when you go down to the avenue, the kind of foods we eat, the burgers and the stuff what is not healthy, the kind of foods what you get in the breakfast set is a far cry from that on the avenue. Why can't we promote our local dishes? Why can't we? Why can't we fix the breakfast shed where there will be level of equity and empower the people in the breakfast shed. But who is getting empowered? Those who are already empowered.
Hi there, students. To empower and empowerment, the corresponding noun. Okay, the basic meaning of to empower is to give permission, to give authority, to give the legal right to somebody to do something. So my boss has empowered me to employ a new worker for the company. But notice this is really quite a formal word. I am empowered to make an offer for this piece of land on behalf of our community. The community has given me authorization to make an offer to buy this land. And this is the basic meaning of empower. But we use empowerment to empower most generally in a slightly different way. To empower, to give a person or a group of people more confidence, more strength to act. And this often increases their control over their own lives. So he radically improved his English, and this empowered his life in the UK. He had access to better jobs, he had more social interaction, he understood what was going on much better. Computers empower people. They enable them to ask all sorts of questions, to find information that it was much harder to discover in the past. It gives them the power to learn about things, and this makes them stronger. Education empowers people. If people are educated, it is easier for them to exercise their rights. They have more control over their own lives. So giving the vote to women was the beginning of female empowerment. Emancipation of slaves, or manumission, was the beginning of black empowerment. So if you empower a group of people, you give them more independence. You give them more possibility.
Yes, to be empowered. So I speak of 3 words this morning: equity, equality, empowered. And it all has to do with the breakfast shed. I am saying food is important. And I wish to take it to a video, the type of food that we should be eating and promoting in our country on a national aspect with the tourism industry at the breakfast shed. Go ahead, Director.
This is the one callaloo, oxtail, one cuckoo, right?
Yes.
That's fresh boiled mutton.
It's dal puri for some shots. We have duck on Fridays.
That's how you know when the oxtail's cooked well. Dip that into the callaloo. You gotta take this piece of the roti and squeeze it down in there and soak up all of this goodness. I like juicy food, man. I like wet food. Got some bhaji in there. So where are we now, Chef Def? Yo, Port of Spain. We came up here and we're at the breakfast shed. We're gonna try some of the local cuisine, Creole cuisine, Indian cuisine here. I know he's excited about it because you find a lot of the island cuisine as mentioned here. You find as quick as Indian food, Jamaican oxtails right next to it, Creole food. Mac pie. Oh God, macaroni pie. He wants to try macaroni pie, cuckoo, and callaloo. All of it. I want it all. Well, this is the rightest place. We're in Port of Spain, the capital of Trinidad and Tobago. And I know you're gonna, I don't know if you're gonna be able to operate after you eat here, because you know when you eat all that provisional macaroni pie, You wanna sit down or sleep? I'm a professional. And I'm hungry, let's go. Good morning, how are you today?
I'm blessed.
You're blessed? I'm feeling
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, based on time, what we see, the breakfast shed, our local foods, we have dal peri, bus up shot, cuckoo, dashing, green fig. If our esteemed Prime Minister is asked where should he go, or you ask, Honorable Prime Minister, where you want to go and have lunch, or where you think you should go? On the avenue or the breakfast shed? Bet your bottom dollar the Prime Minister will say the breakfast shed. You know why? The Prime Minister is a Awi boy. The Prime Minister is a Tobagonian. The Prime Minister look fit as a fiddle. Strong. Well kept. You know why? He is eat cuckoo and bread, fruit, green fig. We hear the Prime Minister. You feel the Prime Minister want to go and get any burger? The Prime Minister don't want no burger and fries. So let us fix the breakfast shed so our esteemed Prime Minister could live longer. I'm speaking about the breakfast shed, I'm speaking equity, I'm speaking empowerment, I'm speaking... It's just fair. We could continue the video director, so at least we'll have an idea what's taking place at the breakfast shed.
Rice.
Pizza rice?
Killer rice. We have plain white rice. We also have callaloo.
Yeah? This side? So what do we have here today?
We have pork, beef, oxtail, fish, rice. This is lentil peas, this is callaloo, this is peas and rice, noodles, creamy cassava, cuckoo, vegetable, provision, plantain.
Out of everything that you have here, which all looks delicious, what is the #1 most popular item that you guys sell the most of?
The provision, the cuckoo, callaloo, creamy cassava, and fish, that what I wanted more.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Why is provision so popular here?
Because they like problem, guys are ground food. They like that more belly full and more
satiating. You eat that and then you can go have a hard, difficult day.
No, you'll be full until like later you might eat something light.
Oh, so you gotta eat that and then take a nap.
No, if you want to.
And the oxtail, isn't the oxtail popular? Back home in Canada, oxtails are the most popular thing with this style of food.
Oxtail probably here, but very expensive.
And what drinks do you have to wash this down?
We have Moby, fresh Moby, and then we have fruit punch. Also, we gotta make more punch.
You make the Moby here?
Yes, sometimes me and sometimes Len make Moby.
Okay, well, time to eat.
One cuckoo, right?
Yes.
That'll be 3 pieces. And you want piece of provision in this? Like, which one? That's it?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir, Mr. Christian. This is Mr. Antoine.
Uh-huh.
Right. The reason why I'm calling, on the television last night, I saw our esteemed mayor indicated that the cruise ship season is upon us again. And we know all the cruise ships, so most, if not all, is in close proximity of the breakfast shed. The reason why I'm calling, sir, I'm asking, sir, if anything would be done in connection with the breakfast shed, with the tarpaulin, so at least it could give the tourists an option, if they so choose, instead of going over the walk over in their thousands, sir, if they will get the opportunity to go to the breakfast shed. And I forgot to mention, sir, I am live, and I'm just that one simple question I'm asking.
Right. So, in terms of if they will be given the opportunity to visit, that's what you want to get.
No, I'm saying, sir, no. What I'm saying, every single tourist passes by would see the breakfast shed.
Right.
They wouldn't know it's a breakfast shed based on the condition of the building. I would say building. I know it's a breakfast shed. But if certain things is being done, sir, we know in this age where advertising is important. If certain things is being done, move the tarpaulin, you could put up signage, something to indicate food is said, and more so, our food, our local dishes. That's what I'm asking, sir. if anything will be
Right.
done in that aspect.
So in terms of the marketing and advertisement, I would say I'm not aware of anything of such, right? My responsibility is really maintenance, and we have intentions and plans to actually redo the tarpaulins that you have presently installed. All right, so that is something that I am following up on and trying to see through to its completion.
Okay, so basically you are indicating to the general public that the tarpaulin sooner or more than later would be removed at some point in time.
Yeah, definitely at some point in time. We would be actually replacing those, and I'm hopeful that that would be done as soon as it is possible.
I would hope it would be done so that at least the tenants there, because they are your all tenants, sir. They are your all tenants, and I want to expressly thank you, sir, that at least we are hearing that something would be done. And I'm saying, sir, you all are the owners of the property. UDCOT owns that property. And if people are falling short, in spite of, I'm speaking, sir, on behalf of, I'm saying, you all are in charge, and if certain people cannot pay their rent, I don't think it's fair that you all let the place go down, sir. And these people who don't pay, let them move away, and you all get your rent. And I mean, food is selling there, some food. And I want to thank you. I wouldn't hold it too long. Anything you want to say that you would like to mention in connection with the breakfast shed before we go on?
No, well, I mean, I heard you mention the possibility of leaving the place to go down. That is definitely not the case at all. We actually have a maintenance program that we usually undertake. We always, at least once for the year, we would do a refresher on the entire compound. So it's not that we have the place running down at all. That's definitely not the case at all. We always try to keep the place as best as possible.
I want to expressly thank you, sir, and I would hope in the near future that all hands would be on deck, that we try our best to take care of what we have. This is ours. So I want to thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we have to thank UDCOT, I would say, for giving us an update on the breakfast shed. So we know pretty soon those tarpaulin would be removed. Last week I mentioned, I called a figure in terms of the space for the Pancho and Bago headquarters. The actual space for the Pancho and Bago headquarters is 44,347 square feet. That is 44,347 square feet, and in acres, that is 1.018 acres. So it's less than 2 acres. And I'm saying this is not about politics. This is about consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying the ships will be coming in here very soon. And I hope that at least the breakfast shed, the Lijumawali village supposed to be in place. That's supposed to be a permanent structure. Things like these where millions are being spent. All the monies are gravitating to those who already have, and this is my concern. Let me breathe. I want to thank God that emotionally, genuinely bothers me. It bothers me in my heart. God knows my heart. And nothing here benefits me directly. Nothing here benefits me directly. I am saying better could be done in this country. Too much is being spent. Too much corruption. Too much, so much in the ambit of those who are supposed to be governing. Governing. No one made a jail in this country for all the wrong that has been done. We hear about airport, we hear about desalination plant, we hear about scandal after scandal in the billions. So why is it people cannot get a little equity? Equity is what I speak of consciously. And not to politicize anything, ladies and gentlemen. And as I'm about to close, I want to ask and pray Almighty God to look down on our country. As I say, conscious talk.
Tune into the street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. for the program Conscious Talk.
Emancipation cannot be a one-day dress-up in African card event. It has to be a serious process in which resources are provided to our people to ensure they are emancipated. You cannot develop on handouts. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious Talk. Conscious Talk. Talk.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Tobago. Get ready for the ultimate soca experience.
Soca!
Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub, presents Free Drinks Wednesday. On October 23rd, Tobago comes alive with an all-star DJ cast spinning the hottest soca hits.
I feel like I'm running tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again.
Special guest artists, live performances, door prizes to be won. Early bird tickets start at $150 and VIP $200. Bring your crew of 10 and party in style with our cabanas. Enjoy any complimentary